So Friday Night Funkin' Mobile has received a lot of updates since we did our last modding video about a year ago, and today I want to revisit the game once again to show you guys how to install mods on Friday Night Funkin' on both Android and iOS, and show you some potential problems you may encounter along the way. So modding Friday Night Funkin' Mobile on Android is a little bit complicated and difficult because where the modding folder is depends on which version of Android you actually have. However, there is an extremely easy way to find out where your folder is, but before I'll show you that, let's start by installing the game. And the reason why I show you this process here first is because there may be some problems if you get the game from a different source that isn't the Google Play Store. I'll explain that later on in the video once we're through the entire process. And now when the game is installed, let's just click the play button here, because we need to do that in order to generate a couple of files. If you don't open the game, you won't have the mod folders that is necessary to basically mod the game. And this is also the way that we find out where the mod folder actually is. So when we're at the main menu, tap to begin, we tap the screen, and then we start off by clicking on the options button in the lower left corner. If you click on that on Android, you can see that our fourth option is Open Data Folder. This is where our mods are located. In the previous video, the modding locations were in two different places. Either it was in the OBB folder or it was in the data folder. But opening the game and going into options entirely removes the step of having to locate where the modding folder actually is. Because if we click on Open Data Folder right here, it pops up and shows us this is where it is. Now, the information we have here is limited because if I click, let's do new window, for example, so we have this in like a new tab instead of it being inside of the game. When we click on Get Info, we don't really have a whole lot of information about where this folder actually is. So what I'll do for now is we'll click New Folder and we'll type Insert Mods here. We'll just say her. So now when we refresh it, we know exactly where to put our mods. So when we find the Friday Night Funkin' folder, whether it's inside of OBB or inside of data, we know that this is the right one. So now we have installed Friday Night Funkin', we have booted up Friday Night Funkin', we know exactly where the modding location is. Now it is time to get some mods and then install them. So now let's open up Google Chrome here. I'm gonna go in and search FNF mobile mods. And once I hit enter here, the first link should give you a Game Banana page where it says FNF compatible base games Friday Night Funkin' mods. Let's click on this one here. Now we are on the right page. You can see here, mobile compatible base mods for Friday Night Funkin'. We are in the exact place we have to be. For this video here, I'm gonna download the Versus Tricky Reslice compatible mod. Once we're on the page, we can scroll down here and then we gotta find the right version, because typically with some FNF mods, they have different versions. You can see the first one here, it says no longer works unless you have an older version. The next one here says it works on the latest version. So for us, we have version 0.8.5 on my Android phone. iOS is gonna be a little bit different because it has like the version just before. We're gonna click manual download. It takes us down, it highlights the version we have to download. Once again, we click on manual download, and then it will start downloading the mod. I have cheated a little bit, meaning that I already have the download on my phone, so we'll switch apps real quick. We need an app called C Archiver, because this app allows us to move files easily from one folder to another. It also allows us to unzip the files. So if I click on the upper menu here, I click on download. I just very quickly got to sort by date, sort by type, and then sort by so it's descending instead. And once I click away from it, you can see right here, we have the Versus Tricky build, the Versus Tricky V-Slice mod. Perfect. In that case, we can click on it and we can select the fourth option, which is extract. When we click on this, then we can navigate to our folder where the Friday Night Funkin' mod folder exists. So now we have two options, right? Either it's inside of Android, data, Android, data, then me.funkin.fnf, or it's inside of Android, OBB, and then me.funkin.fnf. So let's start by clicking on downloads. We click on device storage. For me, I'm gonna scroll all the way down to Android. When I click on Android, let's first of all just click on OBB. OBB is like nothing, there's nothing in here. In that case, we go back. We click on data. And the first option we have is me.funkin.fnf. We select this one here, we select files, And in here you can see there is the folder that we made before. So we know this is the exact place we have to be in order to install our mods. Then let's click on the mod folder, and now at the bottom right corner you have the arrow. When you click on that, it should copy our files in here. But we are met with an error because the folder that the FNF mobile app generates is sort of locked. It has some restrictions on it, so we actually cannot copy files into this mod folder here. And this is basically like a bottleneck where a lot of people, they get confused and they don't understand what's happening and they give up at this point. But there is such an easy way to actually fix this. If we just click OK, we go back out to the previous folder. Let's delete the mods folder and then let's make a new one. Same name, lowercase mods, let's do that. We click on the folder, we delete mods, goodbye mods, we make a new folder, all lowercase, M-O-D-S, here we go. Now, let's retrace our steps. We click the top bar into downloads, we select the versus tricky build, we click on it, extract. Once again, we navigate into device storage, I go down, Android, data, me.funkin.fnf, files, mods, and then let's try once again to copy the files in here. And there we go. So it's because there are some restrictions with that mod folder or mods folder that the app generates that we simply cannot copy the files in. So simply just delete the folder, create a new one, and now we are basically gaming. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna open up my apps here. We're gonna go back over to Friday Night Funkin. We're gonna close the app, open up Friday Night Funkin, and now when we go into free play, the songs should appear. And we're here in the menu. We can actually do story mode. Let's do story mode, go all the way down to the bottom, and there we have Clown. We can even go back into free play. Free play in here. We'll do hard mode all the way down to the bottom, and here we have every single song from the Tricky mod.
3, 2, 1, go!
And they are playable without any issues whatsoever. I'll show you guys just like a little bit of gameplay here so we can see that it works. I actually forgot that this song has like such a long build-up. And just like Todd Howard used to say, it just works. And the reason why I showed you guys that we installed the game from the start of this tutorial was because every single app I have on this phone was cloned. It was duplicated from my previous phone over to this one. And I tried everything under the sun in order to install mods and get it to work. Nothing worked. I tried old mods, new mods, changing file names, changing version numbers inside of files, and nothing worked for me. So if you ever get to a point where nothing in this tutorial worked, uninstall the game and then reinstall it. Because there could be a chance that if you cloned your apps from one phone to another, maybe that messed up some permissions along the way, because Friday Night Funkin needs permissions in order to access your internal storage so it can actually play the mods that you have installed. If you clone or copy your apps, maybe that permission is missing. So you can end up following this entire tutorial to a T, but you will end up with nothing because your app is cloned, or maybe your app is illegitimate. Maybe you got it from another store. So follow the tutorial from the start, download it from the Play Store, download the mods from Game Banana, delete the mod folder. First of all, open the game, find the mod folder, then you delete the mod folder, then you make a new mod folder, and then you can move all of your mods over. This should be the definitive method. In the previous video, like I mentioned, it was a little bit of a gamble if it was one folder or another folder, but if you make sure to boot up the game first, options, then click show data folder, then you can know exactly where your mods actually goes into. And if you create another folder just like I did here, it is very, very easy to find the place and know where to put in your mods. That should be it for Android. Now, let's hop over to iPhone. When it comes to iOS, the steps are essentially the same as the Android tutorial, but simplified. If you know how to mod the game on Android, modding it on iPhone, iPad is gonna be as easy as pie. But once again, I'll guide you through the steps so you know exactly how to mod Friday Night Funkin' on either iPhone or iPad. First off, let's start by going into the App Store and downloading the game. Once the game is downloaded, let's boot it up just like in the Android tutorial. For this tutorial, or for like this version of Friday Night Funkin' Mobile, we don't have the exact same way of accessing the mod folder just like on Android, but I'll show you that it is easy as pie. In Android, what we could do here is click on the options menu, and then inside here we would have an option to click a button that would take us to the mod folder, but that's not the case on iPhone. So what we'll do here, when we have booted up the game, we have generated the necessary files in order, or the folders, in order to mod the game. So what I'll do is I'll close my game here, then I'll locate my Files app. Inside of Files, we have an option down here called On My iPhone. When we select that, depending on what apps you have on your phone, you may have other folders in here, but as you can see, we have Friday Night Funkin', and when I select that, we do have the mods folder, which is now empty. Now, we have everything we need in order to mod the game. So, let's go to Google, Game Banana, and find some mods. I'm gonna go on Google. My first search option is FNF Mobile Mods. Then I will select the Game Banana mods page that says mobile compatible base game Friday Night Funkin' mods. This is where you will get most, if not all, of your Friday Night Funkin' mods that works with mobile. So we'll select this one here. In here, we have a lot of different mods we can download. For this tutorial, I'll download the Versus Tricky V-Slice mod, which is selected right here. We'll download this, or we'll select that. Now, on different mods, they may offer different versions, so you gotta be careful that you don't download a version that is incompatible or outdated. When I scroll down here, you can see that we have two versions, right? There is a 1.0.0 and 1.0.1. If you download the first version that is available, this is incompatible with the current version of FNF. So you'll just boot it up, you'll download it, and you can't play the mod. So when you see down here, it says latest version works with the latest FNF. In that case, we select or click manual download. And even the page scrolls down for us, it highlights the exact version we have to download. So once again, we click the download button, we click the save button, you select the Files app, and then you select save. And now we're just waiting for the mod to be downloaded. And there we go. Once it's downloaded, we click open in, and then we select open in downloads, and then we should have it right down here in downloads. I've already downloaded this before, so let's just very quickly delete this one mod here so we don't have it in. So now we have the zip file. When I select or click on the zip file, it should automatically unzip it. So we click on the zip file, it starts unzipping, and there we have our mod. Now, all we gotta do is move it into the modding folder. So I hold the mod, I hold the folder, and then I can select move as the first, like the middle option in the top row. I select move. Here where you can see we have Friday Night Funkin', we have mods. We just click the blue move button, move, and boom, our mod is installed. When I go back out here and I find my Friday Night Funkin' installation, which is right here, we restart the game first, then we boot it up, and then you should be able to see that we can get into Hell Clown and all the different songs. On the main menu, I can select story mode, and then if I scroll all the way down, we have Clown right here. And if I go back into free play, let's just do hard all the way down, and here we have expertation. I think it's expertation. And just to show that it works and show you like a massive skill issue right now. So you can see it works without any problems whatsoever. So for the Android version, that's the hardest one, but we found an easy way to access the mod folder without navigating the Android file system. And on iOS, it is easy as pie. Download game, open game, into files, find folder, download mod, extract mod, and then move into folder. So this is, I would say, the definitive way of installing FNF mods on your iPhone or Android or your mobile device just in general. A couple of tips and tricks here in the end I would give you is, if you update the Friday Night Funkin' app or the game, you may run into a case where your mod becomes incompatible if version 0.0.9 comes out or if 0.8.8 comes out. Maybe your mods may become incompatible, which is where you have to go back into Game Banana, wait until the mod is updated updated by the modders or by the developers, and then you can re-download the new version to play the songs once again. So mod compatibility varies depending on the mods that we have available. Some mods are always updated, some mods are not updated, but it's a matter of reading. It's a matter of going through the Game Banana page, finding the mods that has been recently updated, making sure that it's compatible with your current version of the FNF app on mobile, and then you can download them and play them. And hopefully that should fix any problems there is with like modding the game. I've seen like a lot of people watch the last video and they have like the same problems to go through. They like run into the same problem all the time. So hopefully this video can work as like a definitive way to mod FNF without any problems. And if you do run into any issues, you can always like put a comment down below. And then if I have time for it, or if other people are more knowledgeable than I am, you can always see if they can help you or if I can help you. So for now, if you guys like this video, drop a like, subscribe. If it worked for you, if you managed to mod your FNF mobile, do let me know in the comments. And I think that's about it. Thank you all for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and I will head out.